Welcome to a Wacky Wednesday. And what a better thing to do on a Wacky Wednesday is to put up a silly picture of a dog. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. And it inspired me to do a dog joke today. So let's go ahead. My first joke today, before we start our math lesson, is this. Why is Scooby-Doo a bad dancer? Because he's got two left feet. How about this? Why did the dog sit next to the fire? He wanted a hot dog. All right. So now that we've got your attention, and if you have a funny picture of your dog, send it to me. I'll share it. And now, for more important things, we need to talk about math. And we need to talk about AM and PM, our two time periods of the day. So we're going to go ahead today and get started. I need you to turn your book to page 625. And we are going to go ahead and we need to understand, first of all, when you're talking about AM, you're talking about the morning or the really late hours of the night when you're sleeping. And when we talk about PM, generally PM is anything after lunch, and then you go to bed. And so we've got two sets of times here. So today, we're going to go ahead and, first of all, think of some things that you might do during the day and things you might do during the night. So let's go ahead and ask some of our friends today what some of the things they might do during the day. So my friend, we'll start with Chase. Chase, what's something that you do during the day? Oh, Chase plays games with his sisters. So we're going to just put games here. He plays some games. How about my friend Colton? Tell me this, Colton. What do you do during the day? Oh, Colton says sometimes he plays, he watches TV or plays video games. I'll just write TV because it's easier to write, Colton. How about my friend Presley? What do you think? Presley says, oh, Mrs. Swint, I like to take walks. All right. So those are all things I would do during the day hours. Now, what do we do then at night? Pretty straightforward, but what's the number one thing we do at night? What do you think? Pearson? Pearson says, of course, Mrs. Swint, I sleep. I know, I'm with you. Sleep. What else might we do at night? Brush our teeth. So you can write brush teeth. We could be doing that in the morning and at night. Ooh, there's something else we can do in the morning and the night. Who knows what it is? Lily. Prayers. Yeah, we can say morning prayers and we can say evening prayers. That's something we can do in the AM and the PM. Prayers. And you can write that over here on this side too. So let's go ahead and turn the page and see what we've got. On the next page, it says, under guided practice, the hours from midnight until noon are labeled AM. The hours from noon until midnight are labeled PM. So if you're going to school, you would be going to school in the AM. If you're going to read a bedtime story before you would go to sleep, that's going to be 8 p.m. So let's take a look at our examples below. The directions are this. Tell what time is shown for each activity. Write the time and then circle if it's AM or PM. So let's think about our art class. With Mrs. Sassala, our art class on Fridays is after lunch. So if it's after lunch, it's going to be PM. And then the time, and if you're not quite sure what time we had our class, I'm going to say my particular rotation, everybody's art class was at a different time on Fridays, but they're saying, you know what? They're showing not our class, they're showing their own class. Let's clear this. Mrs. Swint, looks like you might need some more coffee. Let's go ahead, and they're talking about the art class that's listed below. They're showing the example of 10. Well, we know it's going to be 10, in this case, a.m., because if it's 10 p.m., you're going to be sleeping right through it. We need to write this on our digital clock as 10 o'clock, and we would write the hour, and there's no minutes. Let's go to bed. If I'm going to bed, and this is the hour and the minute, well, I'm going to first look at the hour, and it's between 8 and 9, so it's going to be 8. And then the hour, if it's 8:30, I know it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I know it's 30 minutes past the hour. I also know if I'm going to bed, it's in the p.m. Last but not least, number 3, play after school. If I was going to my friend's house for a play date, I would take a look here, and I know my hour is 4. If my minute hand is on 12, no numbers have passed. I know it's not 4 a.m. I'd be sleeping then. So it's going to be 4 p.m. because anything from noon after we eat lunch almost until midnight, it's going to be p.m. Let's go ahead, and the talk math is this. How can you remember if it's a.m. or p.m.? Well, generally, when I wake up in the morning and all the way up until lunch, it's a.m. When I go to bed, it's p.m. On our next page, we've got independent practice. And it says, tell what time is shown for the activity. Write the time, circle a.m. or p.m. In this particular example, I'll do the first one with you, and then you can do the rest. Eating breakfast. We know we eat breakfast in the morning. So if I'm eating my breakfast, and this shows me the hour of 7, it shows me the minute hand is at 12, so there are no minutes past the hour. I know in the morning it's going to be a.m. Maybe we can think of it as at morning. That's not really what it stands for, but in your head, it makes it easier. We can do that. Let's take a look. We're going to wash the dog. Oh, speaking of dogs. Well, if I'm going to wash the dog, first of all, let's see what time it is. My hour hand is pointed at the 2, little past 2. So it's going to be 2, and my minute hand is 15. Now, after lunch, anything after lunch is going to be p.m. So we'll go right there. I will let you do number 6. Let's take a look at 7, 8, and 9. Tell what time is shown for the activity. Draw the hands on the clock to show the time. Circle a.m. or p.m. Soccer practice. Well, if you have soccer practice and the soccer practice is at 3:30 or 3:30, I'm going to go ahead. My hour hand will be between the 3 and the 4. Sorry, the hands don't look real pretty there. My minute hand, though, I'm going to make sure you know it's the longest hand, and it's going to be at 30 at the 6, which is half past that hour. Now, would this be a.m. or p.m.? Well, anything after lunch is p.m. I certainly am not going to get up at 3:30 a.m. That'd be way too early. I'll let you go ahead and take a look at the last 2 clocks. Complete each sentence. Write midnight or noon. At blank, I am usually asleep. At blank, I may be eating my lunch. We'll let you fill those out. On the next page is our problem solving. We have Zach. Zach has lacrosse practice at 4. Would that likely be at 4 a.m. or 4 p.m.? I think you've got that one. It is 2:25 or 25 minutes past 2. Lakota is going to the library in 1 hour. On the clock, show the time she will be going to the library and circle if this is AM or PM. Well, right away, we know it's going to be after lunch. So I think you can circle the AM or PM. But let's take a look at a clock. Let's first start with what we know. 2 o'clock, but we need to go make it 2:25. So I need to bring it down to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Lakota is 2:25. Lakota is going to the library in 1 hour. On the clock, show the time she will go to the library. So I need to go 60 minutes, a whole hour, a whole rotation around my clock. And it will tell me then that Lakota goes to the library at this time. Write that time and put those hands of the clock on yours. Your brain builder. It is 3 a.m. Are you more likely to be on your way home from school or sleeping in your bed? The right math is Christy wants to go to her friend Jill's party. The invitation says the party starts at 1:30 a.m. This is wrong. What mistake was made on that invitation? Was it supposed to be a.m.? No, it was supposed to be p.m. Write that down. Your homework for tonight is simply lesson 6 a.m. p.m. You're going to go ahead, do exactly what we've done in class, and you'll have no problem at all with this today.